Do you know what you should never say to an INFJ? Today we're going to explore that very question. INFJ, standing for introverted, intuitive, feeling, and judging, is one of the 16 personality types described by the Myers-Briggs type indicator. People with this personality type are often misunderstood due to their unique combination of traits. Understanding how to communicate effectively with them can improve your relationships and interactions. So, without further ado, let's dive into the first thing you should never say to an INFJ. Number 1. You're too sensitive. This statement might seem harmless, but it can really sting an INFJ. INFJs are naturally empathetic and often feel things more deeply than others. Their sensitivity is not a weakness, it's a strength that allows them to understand and connect with people on a profound level. Telling them they're too sensitive can make them feel misunderstood or dismissed, and it's likely to shut down their willingness to share their thoughts and feelings. Instead of criticizing their sensitivity, try appreciating their deep understanding and compassion. Their ability to feel deeply is what makes them unique and valuable. Now, let's move on to the second thing you should avoid saying to an INFJ. Number 2, you're overthinking this. Now, this phrase might seem harmless to some, but for an INFJ it can feel like a straight-up dismissal of their intuitive and analytical nature. You see, INFJs are deeply thoughtful individuals. They analyze and reflect on things more than most other personality types. It's not overthinking, it's simply their way of understanding the world around them. So, when you tell an INFJ they're overthinking, it's like telling them to stop being themselves, to just switch off their brain. It's akin to asking a fish to stop swimming. It's not just dismissive, but also deeply disrespectful. So, remember, respect their thought process, let them be. Let's proceed to the third thing you should never say to an INFJ. Number 3, you need to be more social. INFJs are introverted by nature. They enjoy spending time alone and introspecting. Their ability to think deeply and reflect is what makes them unique. Pushing an INFJ to be more social can feel intrusive. They value their solitude and personal space. They're not antisocial, they just have a different way of interacting with the world. It's important to respect their individuality and understand that everyone has their own social comfort zones. Next, we'll discuss the fourth thing you should avoid saying to an INFJ. Number 4, you don't understand. Now, this is a statement that can feel quite offensive to INFJs. You see, INFJs are among the most empathetic of all personality types. They have a unique ability to immerse themselves in other people's feelings and perspectives. They're like emotional chameleons, changing their colors to understand and connect with others on a deeper level. So when you tell an INFJ you don't understand, it's like saying their empathy, their very essence, is not valid or appreciated. It's like negating their profound ability to connect with others on an emotional level. It's like dismissing a part of their identity. So, remember, respect their empathetic nature. Finally, let's look at the last thing you should never say to an INFJ. Number 5, that's just the way I am. Now, this statement can really grind the gears of an INFJ. Why, you ask? Well, INFJs are all about personal growth and change. They believe that we all have the capacity to evolve, to improve, to become better versions of ourselves. So when someone says, "That's just the way I am," it's like they're slamming the door on the possibility of growth. It's like saying, "I've stopped trying to improve myself," and to an INFJ, that's a real tragedy. They see the potential in people, the capacity for change. So remember, avoid this phrase when dealing with an INFJ. And that's it, the 5 things you should never say to an INFJ. To summarize, we've learned 5 key phrases to steer clear of when conversing with an INFJ. These include dismissive comments, invalidation of their values, forced socialization, belittling their intuition, and unnecessary confrontation. These can be deeply hurtful, as they clash with an INFJ's inherent need for understanding, validation, and harmony. As we navigate through our relationships, let's remember to approach each person with empathy and respect.